welcome. Oh, welcome to Orphans of the American Dream. I am your host. I am your GM, Connor. And last we left off was with our adventurers, or I guess I should call you guys survivors. That's what I should call you guys. I've been keep
good
going
neutral
back and forth
term
between heroes and adventurers, but adventurers is D&D, and heroes just isn't true.
Yeah,
So,
I don't quite think most of us, if any of us, are heroes.
So survivors. That's the word. So our four survivors here, and you guys were attacked, or the city you guys were in that is really well off. It was even making chocolate, apocalypse chocolate. It got attacked by a little dude, a little boy, who is a little demon child, and he has this gang of people that came in and attacked the city. And you guys fought off the little boy who used his goons to escape, sacrificed his goons' lives to escape. So you had that little encounter with him as he was trying to take over the chocolate shop. And you actually gave him 5 chocolate bars before he attacked you guys, which was a very fun time. And
I feel like the rest of the players would like to acknowledge that was me and not them who did this.
Fair enough. And then so he escaped. All of his people died except for Lynn, who joined you guys.
And also the guy who ran away.
Oh, yes, Terry, the guy who ran away. Not to be confused with, what's his last name? Terry...
Crews.
Who?
Terry Crews.
Oh, Crews, yeah, Terry Crews, yeah. Not to be confused with Terry Crews.
I thought you meant Terry Gross, the radio presenter from NPR.
What about Terry Pratchett?
No.
What about Teriyaki?
He's none of these. Wait, what?
Teriyaki?
Are you serious? It's a racist kid.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Is he Japanese?
No, he's not. Well, technically, you've never seen his face, so he could be. In which case, that's very racist, kid. Because you're assuming he's race.
No, I just got hungry.
Well, now I'm hungry. Thank you.
That's a whole nother level concerning if thinking about him being. That's cannibalism. That's not okay.
Stop.
No, we don't want to go down this road, friends. Down this road lies no.
Way too late.
All right. So anyway, all racist jokes aside, we'll edit this out when we get to the podcast version of this.
No racist jokes were made. I don't know what you're.
No one's gonna remember to edit this out. It's fine.
Yeah, I noticed a big lack of racial jokes.
I don't know. Stop.
Took them all out.
Stop.
I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, that was the real thing that this was missing.
Okay, boys. For real though, let's not go there.
Okay, so the last time, so little kid, he escaped. You guys beat all of his people. Terry ran away, and then you guys had Lynn join you, and fisticuffs Lynn. And then last we left off was with Edward, and you, Josh, trying to repair the drones so that you guys could defend the city. And I think Connor and Mickey joined up with you guys and said they were going to the fortress, so that they all the city holed up in one place and is defending there. So that's where we left off.
I think we decided we were going to go around the back and shoot them in the back, right? Was the plan?
Shoot who in the back?
Our army. We weren't going to go to the wall. We were going to go around and try and pincer them.
My idea was basically just go around the town and round them up. Sick David and Jared on them as we drive around. Wait, do we have a car? No, the bus is at the center, isn't it? I guess we're just roping around. Do we have any vehicle? Wait, we need to get a vehicle first. Is there a vehicle nearby?
Motorcycle. Also, we have.
That's what Josh is for.
Fair.
But also drones.
Also, oh right, that's where we left off.
Oh yeah, we were going to try and figure out if that was a thing he could do fast enough to actually be practical.
I forget what I said last week. I think I said it was a difficulty 5 to do it in less than an hour.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it seems.
So if we want to start out with that roll, we can. So I bet. So we'll get the scene with. So like originally, right? You guys came in and everything was super nice and super well off. It was still the apocalypse, but everything was super civilized here, very civilized here. And so I think we kind of come in with a scene, like an overhead shot of just like stuff is on fire now, and there's gunfire in the streets, and like it's a much more grim apocalypse now. If you can even use those two words in a sentence and not have it be redundant, it's a much more grim apocalypse now. And I think it's probably near the end of the day, so the sun is setting, right, and it's like the sunset is red to in the words of Legolas, to signify blood has been spilled this night. And so we kind of zoom in on the warehouse that you guys are in, and I think we get Edward being like, "Well, they're kind of pieces of junk right now, but." And we get a shot of like the drones, and they're like kind of beat up. Or no, actually, no, the drones are fine. I forgot. It is the generator.
Right.
So the generator is a piece of junk. So he's like, yeah, it's basically a piece of junk. And I think we just get a shot of like just a generator that looks more like an AC unit in somebody's like window in like an old apartment. That's kind of more what it resembles than a generator. And you're just kind of like, yeah, it's not in great shape.
Pardon me, but a town this size and that's all you have?
Yeah, well, we've used a lot of generators since the apocalypse started, but all of them either got broke or were stolen. And so when we finally were establishing civilization here, I had everything but a consistent power source. And this is the best I could come up with. And I figured if I work hard enough on it, I mean, I'll be able to fix it eventually. But now that you're here, I think we can turn this piece of junk into something great.
All right, let's see what she says. I'm gonna pull out some like a multi-tool or something, not multi-tool, a multimeter or something. Just kind of start poking around at it, get an idea of what this thing is. And to begin with,
so just like trying to make create an advantage here with like an investigate roll or like a lore roll or something like that. Or is this just narratively what you're doing for crafts?
So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to decide, can I use Trash Tail's Tales? I'm trying to get the history of the item. Will the history of the item can I use that to create an advantage, or is this specific, or is that bending it too much?
Can you say that again?
Trash Tail's Tales. Your expertise in technology allows you to take a +2 bonus to lore when discerning the history of a device or piece of technology. This is kind of... the history could be useful in creating an advantage, but maybe isn't directly creating an advantage.
I think he'd probably roll that first to determine any history that might be relevant, and then from there could then work on that information to then create an advantage. That's probably the way I'd do it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Like to learn anything that would be useful in doing what he wants to do.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say difficulty 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll lore then with a +2 because Trash Tail's Tales. That is a 2.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoops.
So is this some kind of just very generic portable generator?
Yeah. That's basically all you can tell. You don't like damage it or anything, but you're poking around and it just seems so plain and boring and average that you're just like, yeah, maybe just start fixing it.
All right. Fine. I'll fix your boring generator. This was a whole lot more exciting when I saw the drones. Generator. I'm thinking like, you've got a hydro plant or something here. I apologize. I'm insulting your power source. I'm sure it's a wonderful power source. Friend, I just feel like you could do better for yourself. I feel like we could do better for you here.
So to kind of give you guys options too, I think technically speaking, you could power the drones, but for a limited amount of time, right? Because I'm sure he has batteries and stuff like that. He just doesn't have a consistent power source to run the drones for a long period of time.
Yeah, the problem was more about like a future oriented thing instead of just like we need them to work right now. But now we need them to work right now.
But if you do get a generator up and working now, you'll be able to recharge the drones for a longer battle here. But if not, we'll have like an aspect, right, of
low battery or something.
Drones, low battery, which will probably take the drones out of combat at some point. So that's kind of what this is trying to solve. Just we don't have any plot holes here.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's the craft's difficulty on this again?
I think I said a 5.
Is it a 5? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I roll and then I can spend fate points on stuff if I need to.
You always do after the fact with this.
Yeah. We've been drilled into ourselves because of Burning Wheel.
Yeah.
Like you never roll until you've looked at every single possible thing, and fate is like just so low key.
The total opposite.
Burning Wheel is so brutal in that respect.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
It's like, yeah, you asked if you could have the difficulty. Congratulations, friend. You get to roll. Your difficulty is 12. Have fun.
Have fun trying to find every piece of like dice, every die that you could add to this roll.
Or does it to climb the wall? You look at the wall; it's 200 feet tall. Now you have to try and climb it. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, hey, I'm nicer than that.
All right. So I think I'm just going to get to work, and I'm going to see if I can fix the generator. Rolling crafts, which for me is a +4. And I have no advantages at the moment. So I rolled a 4, which means I rolled a +0.
I thought you said you were rolling crass, and I was like, no, I want that to be a skill. I want to roll crass.
That's provoke, obviously.
Yeah,
I might be good at that, but no.
And did you not say last session he got a +1 because the guy was helping him?
No, there was not. I don't think that was said.
Okay. Since none of us could help because we all have negative craft.
So I mean, does this guy have craft Connor that could give him a +1? Would there be any reason the guy wouldn't help?
Yeah, no, so I feel like he should get a +1 for that.
I mean, other than me wanting to be stubborn, I suppose, but
right.
No, that makes sense. We established that he was going to help you with this, so and I didn't make a character sheet for him, but if he literally has a you break it, I fix it store that he's running, and he fixed up all this stuff.
Hopefully
he fixed up drones. He has at least a +1 in crafts.
I don't know. Watched any videos of people fixing devices online. They don't have good things to say about repair shops like that. Anywho, yeah, okay. So with that +1, that makes me roll a 5, which is the difficulty. So,
yeah. Okay, success. So you succeed. So I think it's less than an hour, right? So it's about 45 minutes that you complete this in. I think the time was going to be dependent upon, right, like the roll of how good you do. If you succeed with style, you do it in like 10 minutes kind of a thing, right? So we'll say it takes about 45 minutes for you to complete this.
Well, here's the problem. Stop plugging.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, actually, if you have a gunked up carburetor on a 2-stroke like this, then you're not going to get anywhere. Unfortunately, it's not so fun to clean out a gunked up carburetor, so we spent 45 minutes trying to get gunk out of a tube.
Okay, so is this one of those things
Tech
where like
jargon,
you actually
Josh
know
is
this?
back.
What I heard just now was Han Solo's frozen in carbonite.
No, carburetor. Like it's the fuel air mixture.
Yeah.
Is the hyper switch ready for hyperdrive?
It's not the hyper switch, the choke.
You pull the thing on the back of the car that all the exhaust comes out of.
You pull the choke and you adjust. Oh my!
No,
that's the catalytic converter. And it's not actually at the back of the car; it's in the middle under it.
All right. So anyway, so you fix the generator. It is great, and I think we get a scene right where you and Edward are going back and forth, going and talking all that tech jargon, right? Like, oh, it's the choke. It's just plugged up. And I think the other three of you. Well, I guess I should just ask. What are the other three of you doing? Are you guys like there watching, like handing them stuff and listening to like things you don't understand, or are you doing something else?
I honestly think I would probably be, and maybe if you guys want to help me do this, like I would be looking for a vehicle, right? Because we don't have our bus, so I would like be looking for a vehicle that Josh can jury rig, or we can use. Well, we just don't have it. It's not here. It's at the center of the town, which
we have like an hour, right?
Right, but okay. I guess let me just let me know if I'm misreading the situation, Connor. Would it actually make sense for us to go back and get the bus? Do we have that as an option? Because I was under the impression that there's like people all over the city.
There are people all over the city, and I think Connor and Mickey probably either retrieved the bus or
they have it with them?
Something like that. Or somebody was left with the bus, and so they moved it. And yeah, I think the bus is fine. But I think
do we have the bus?
I think you guys don't have the bus where you are.
Could we get it easily?
I think so. Do you remember if Connor and Mickey just like left you guys after the end of that, or was they?
I don't remember them doing anything after they just showed up.
They were going to go to the fortress, so unless they or the fortifications, so unless they decided to come with us on our like suicide charge thing, then they probably did leave.
I actually think we ended with them telling you guys what's going on, and then Caleb being like, well, let's
right, like
stay and let's
this is my
charge.
idea. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think they're probably we can say that they're still there with you guys. So you can just ask them like, where's the bus? Can we use it? And that we can have something like that.
I think probably the real question here is whether or not you want them to actually be in the combat when it happens. Because if you want to have to run them, then they can come with us. If you'd rather not have to run them, then they can go into the barricade and do the narrative side of the fight on the other side of the flank, you know?
Yeah. Right. So my thought here is I want to try and introduce at least some part of the NPCs that are with you guys. Mm-hmm. Whether or not that means they join you in the fight or not, but just having some sort of that slow process of like you interacting with the NPCs is what I'm trying to push.
Yeah, because I mean, basically, I guess you can just tell me, Connor, like, what's the best idea if what I want to do is like go around the city and like take the fight to them and just like start picking off groups of bandits as we roam through the city. Would that be easiest just on foot, or should we grab the bus, or should we go get a different vehicle? Like, what do you think, given our options and like the way the city's laid out and what we know?
Well, why don't you make?
You want me to make a roll? Yeah, I can do that.
Well, are they?
Is that enough milk?
Oh.
Thanks, Mickey.
No.
My wife brought me brownies.
Nice.
And a little glass of milk.
I'm out of curiosity, is it such the case that the enemy is spread out entirely through the city, like equally, which seems unlikely, or is it like
that seems unlikely?
There was a defensive fortification, so I assume that they're attacking, or at least intending to prepare to attack.
Well, I think they're probably scavenging. I think they're probably scavenging right now, right? So they were like going through the city and they were spread out, and now I feel like they're probably like sweeping.
So they're just ignoring the defensive fortification?
I think for now, yeah. Well, no, I think there are people at the defensive fortification, but it's like they're not sieging it currently. They're just like present. And I'm sure Connor and Mickey are the ones that are like, explain this to you. Mm-hmm. But Caleb, I want you to make a roll for what the plan is. And I think if you succeed on this roll, I think you can just tell me what is the best strategy.
What is the best plan? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. What skill is that, do you think?
I was thinking it could be lore, or it could be investigate.
What about survival?
Is survival a skill?
And that was the one I had on my list.
That was because we were laughing yesterday or last week because David had it on his sheet. That was a skill.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah, so not survival. But yeah. So I think either one of those, unless you can make an argument for a different one.
What was the one you said? Sorry, I missed it.
I think lore or investigate probably makes sense.
Right.
And like investigate would be like you guys go around and look. Lore is like,
yeah, I'll just do lore.
It's this type of city.
Yeah, I'm better at lore anyway.
So that means okay.
Oh my, I have one weapon left. Okay, this is fun. Why did I give all my stuff away? Here we are.
I don't know. I thought about that too. But contacts would also be a possible thing of like you're asking Ed or some other person in the city.
Yeah.
But I think you have -1 to contacts. That's probably not what you should choose.
No. I'm not going to do contacts. Okay. Yeah, I'll do lore. Does David or Jared, do you have any of you have lore at a +1 or higher?
I have investigate at +1.
My lore is not a +1.
Well, guess I'm doing this alone.
I think the difficulty.
Does Connor does Connor or Mickey have lore? And are they still here?
They are still here.
Okay. Do either of them have a lore at a +1 or higher?
That's part of the interaction here, but lore you said, right?
Yeah.
No, Connor has a -2 to lore.
What? Don't you have stunts that can help you replace that with stuff?
No. Oh, Mickey also has a -2 to lore. I don't know why that is.
You guys aren't stupid people.
Well, no, but I wanted to give them minus skills as well.
Okay, right. I know. I'm just curious why lore was
the reason I did that was because they haven't been in this country.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's why I did that. So their greatest weakness is that they haven't been in America.
Yeah, so they don't know what's going on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
What exactly is your intent? Your intent is to come up with a good plan to
basically, to know what is the best way to deal with the bandits in the city. Because what I want to be true is, you know what? If I succeed, can I just make true that the best option right now is to roam through the city and pick off the bandits group at a time?
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
That's what I want to be true. I think that would be fun. So
yeah. So I think the difficulty is a 3.
Okay.
If I think if you fail, I'm going to make the best option is something that's like hard to do.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Well, I got my fate points back, so why would any of these help me?
You got a -1 as the roll, so you could re-roll.
Oh yeah.
But it's a -1, not a -2.
Yeah. I mean, if I just do a +2, I'll succeed automatically because you said 3, so. That's what I'll do. I'm looking at my aspects and I'm not seeing anything that immediately. I guess just relentless leader, right? I'll spend a fate point on relentless leader. I am a leader. I know about strategy. I know about plans because I've had to make them up in the past, and I know what is the best plan. Just as an intuitive thing from being a leader. If that works for you, cool. Fate points spent +2. I now have a 3. The best plan is to roam around the city and pick off the groups one by one. Because I think my assumption, right, is that they're going to be, pillaging and being generally unruly and probably not terribly organized. And if we just get them group at a time, we're skilled enough that we can just pick them off, especially if we have a vehicle. That's my idea anyway. So obviously some of them might have vehicles. But
eventually, if we put enough pressure on them as an organization, they'll either leave because being spread out won't work, or they'll consolidate, and then their only logical option will be to push the defensive fortification, in which case we can flank them. So it makes sense anyways.
Yeah.
And obviously they'll have less numbers if we can kill them before that.
Okay, so how do you guys want to go about doing this mechanically? Do you guys want to make a roll to see how well you do, or do you want to dungeon crawl this? Because I can make unique scenarios where you go. Right.
Instead of having a string of 8 small combats, it might be better to just do thing,
probably
and see how it goes, and then based on that.
So I think it'll be a really difficult roll, and I want everybody to try to create an advantage with it. I think that's probably the funnest way to do this, right? So each person can be involved in their own way,
right?
And we'll
so is this going to be like a skill challenge or whatever? Like we each roll for our part of it?
Yes.
Okay. And then maybe
Yeah, so
maybe it should be like how many successes we get of all of our rolls. That will determine, like 2 people succeeding is like, it goes okay. 3 people succeeding is, so on and so forth.
yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So I think if 2 people succeed, it's a stalemate.
Right.
I don't think we should do like, I don't know about consequences. I guess if you guys get 1 success, I'm going to say everybody gets a mild consequence. Or if you can't take a mild consequence, moderate. If you can't take a moderate, severe, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you take a severe consequence and you still have stress box open, you're still not dead, right? Just to clarify mechanically.
Yeah, the only time you actually go down is when you can't allocate damage.
Right. Okay. So
when you have at least 1 shift of damage that can't be allocated.
And I think if you guys don't get any successes, that's a moderate consequence or so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't take it, but you can't like allocate this damage to stress because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then 3, you guys succeed and you guys corner them, and then 4, I'm going to say you guys just wipe them out.
Cool.
Everybody
is that the difficulty for every individual roll, or everything, right?
What's that?
That's a difficulty for each individual roll, right? Or
no. So so this is the quest, right? Is for you guys to clear out the bandits, and so each person has their own little like side quest of like something they're trying to contribute to the goal here, and depending on how many of you succeed at your goal, defines the outcome.
Oh, you were saying like 4 people succeeding is the okay. I missed that.
Yes.
Little piece. Okay. Cool.
Unless you guys think that's a weird way to do things.
For sure.
Okay. All right. That's what we'll do. I think it'll be a really fun way to do this combat so it doesn't feel like a drag.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so I think with Josh getting the generator, I think that's an advantage for him. I'm assuming that Josh, you're going to want to use the drones as your advantage, right? Like your goal is to use the drones to fight back. And so I feel because you have the generator, you get let's say a free invoke, right? Charged up as an aspect to your drones that you get a free invoke for like this situation. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. But then for anybody else, just decide what you think you want to do.
Right. So we just get to choose what skill we'd be helping with in this situation. I'll do notice.
Okay.
So I'm like tracking some of them down and, pointing stragglers out. So what's the difficulty you said for that? It's the same difficulty
for tracking them down.
I mean, I guess just noticing, being the eyes and ears of the crew as we roam around, right? Generally using, because also probably what I'm doing more than anything, because I have a hunting rifle, is like sharpshooting, and because I have a better notice than I do shoot, I just figured I could roll that instead, because I'd be doing that and pointing things out to David and Jared and whatnot.
Okay, I'm not quite sure. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's do. I think these are going to be difficult because you're going up against not just one encounter, but like an army.
Yeah. Right.
And so expending fate points and stuff here is might be a must. So I'm thinking, let me look at the scale real quick. 4 is great, and 5 is, what is 5 called?
I don't remember.
You look at 1 second here.
Superb.
A superb. I think that's what we're looking for. I think superb is the defining trait here.
For everybody, it's going to be a 5.
I think so. I think it'll depend on the situation, possibly if there's extenuating circumstances. But for the most part, 5 is probably the standard here.
Okay, cool. Any chance we can get help on this, or is it we're all going to have to make these rules by our own? On our own?
I think by nature of what that, so you guys are all allocating
makes sense.
yourself to a specific thing.
Yep. All right, here we go. Hey, 4, and I can just spend a fate point.
Why don't we decide what everybody's doing
First.
as well, so that we can do some more narrative functions here?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you describe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get the narrative.
The base rolls first.
Yeah.
And then do the narrative, and then do points from there. Okay.
Because everything will affect everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Josh, did you want to make your drone roll then? And I think that this is going to be drive, but I don't know how else to, or what else you would, like what argument you could make for what the role would be to use the drones. Or like Caleb or David, if you have any ideas as well.
If we're in the future, you could use lore to set up the automated systems of it to do it itself.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because otherwise, unfortunately, I can't think of a good reason to use fight or crafts on this.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm trying to repair it in flight or something.
Right, but you do have that free invoke as well. I think this is a 5 as well.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, this will be fun. Lore is a +2. I rolled a 4. All right. I will take that.
All right, we should be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got 4
Sure,
fate
David,
points.
any ideas?
Bear with me, because I'm just gonna go out into the open. I'm gonna be like, shoot me, I dare you. I'm gonna make them waste all of their ammo attacking me.
All right. I want to make this a 6. But
fine.
considering the fact that what we established in the narrative is that you can do stuff like that, I don't know if it's fair to make it a +6, but it is that difficult. And I think the rolls themselves...
He has +2s and stuff, so you might as well.
Well, yeah, I guess the rolls... The reason you're able to
do
do this ridiculous things is because of how amazing your rolls are. So I think it is fair to say this is a +6.
Though to be fair, yeah, as David's probably about to point out, this is an overcome action.
Yeah, we're not using attack and defend unless you allow us to, in which case our stunts wouldn't apply, and no one else is
At least most of
tempted to
them.
invoke stunts, so...
Then I might change what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's double check your stunts. I feel like there might be one of them that still works.
They're all defend.
Yeah, none
Oh,
of them are
wow,
overcome
yeah.
related.
They're
I mean,
all
honestly,
defend.
having an overcome related one is sort of useless in combat, so
Yeah.
it could be defend or attack related.
I will do something else.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jared, at this point, you might as well just do fight regularly.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
right?
that's-
And not have it be you stand out in the open. This is just like Jared does his stuff. He hits
I'm
people with
just gonna-
shields.
What's your highest
That's
stat,
fun.
Jared?
Fight.
Or skill? It is fight, okay.
I'm just gonna sucker punch a bunch of dudes
Yeah.
right in the face.
Okay, I think this is a +5.
All right.
Classic combat.
Oh my gosh. We're all getting
Okay.
fours.
That's
Come on,
insane.
come on, David, you gotta do it.
All right. Are you ready for my -1?
You do
It's pretty
shoot, I
clear what I'm
assume.
going to do.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a +3.
That is
That's
not
amazing.
a -1.
That is a 7.
That is with style. too,
This is
right?
why I play Fate and not Powered by the Apocalypse games. now.
Hey, don't diss on Powered by the Apocalypse.
I love them. I just can't play them.
Well,
It's not their
I assume,
fault. I can't roll dice.
I assume Caleb and I are both going to spend fate points, and Josh has a free invoke. So
Yep.
Yeah, so go ahead.
we're all,
And I feel like there you go. That's all
we're
we
all
need.
successes.
Yep. I figured you guys would all succeed.
I took your fate. points.
Wait, did I succeed with style? I didn't. Never mind.
You gave it to David though. Why?
What? No, I didn't. It's over here.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I still only have 2.
Oh, okay. I just saw them move on yours too, so I assumed.
He put the fate point in his little cage.
I mean, we can just delete them. They don't go anywhere. They just disappear into the nether. I'm trying to figure out what's like aspect I'm spending it on though. I mean, yours is obvious, Jared. Zealous Shieldsman. I guess just Relentless Leader again, if you'll allow that. Like,
I mean, you didn't use Relentless Leader in this role already, did you?
No.
Yeah, well, I have no problem with that.
QQ.
I mean, that's kind of the role you're making, right?
Yeah, I'm like leading the charge, pointing things out to people, that sort of thing.
And I think even the word relentless plays into that very well.
That's
you're vigilant in this.
Yep. Cool. So I guess that means we succeed with flying colors on this.
Yeah. So everybody succeeds. So now, with everything in mind, right? Tell me how this scene goes, or unless you guys want me to describe it.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious. So if you just want to describe it.
All right. Okay. So we get the scene where I think Caleb is probably like climbing up on a roof, right? And he's like he's got his little binoculars or something like that, and I don't have
binoculars. I have no survival equipment. I literally
you gave him all your stuff. Yeah,
and dogs.
So we just got the Hark alert flying through the park kind of a
he can use my sniper rifle.
Oh right, I have a hunting rifle. I can just look through the scope.
Oh yeah, you have one too. Never mind.
Is that the one weapon you didn't give up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's fine then. Yeah. So you're kind of scoping stuff out, and I bet you just kind of call down to people like, all right, there's
group of 5 in the courtyard. Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock. Using all of the cardinal directions, and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock.
I sound cool.
Yeah, it sounds legit, right? In a way that I can't make it sound legit without fumbling over my words. And so then David obviously is up there with his sniper rifle, I assume. And he gets set up in position. Caleb probably like points out different spots for him to go, or even David's just like right next to Caleb, and you're both are like scoping stuff out. And then Jared obviously is charging into the fight, right? He's the guy down there attracting the attention. He's aggroing the groups, and then when he kind of gets in a spot where everybody's facing him, Josh comes around in the flank with his drone and just mows people down. And then Jared has his shield on, so he's able to block even the drone's fire. David picks off the stragglers, and Caleb notices the stragglers and is just kind of directing. Okay, well now there's this squad over here moving in. And do you guys have some form of like walkie-talkie or something like that? Any way to communicate well, or are you just like calling stuff out from the rooftop?
Smoke signals.
I don't think we have anything.
Smoke signals.
I don't think we have any long distance communication stuff.
So the house that you guys are on top of is on fire, and so Caleb's just like moving the smoke in specific ways. Yeah, that's how it works. No, so that's kind of the scene that we get, and I think we get kind of like a montage scene, right? Where this is happening in different sequences and whatnot, and then I think we kind of get like a zoomed out shot where the sun like goes down underneath the horizon, and there are still some fires kind of illuminating things, and the moon is shining, and so it's not like pitch black, but it's dark out now, and you guys are kind of rounding stuff up, and you guys just annihilated them, right? And I think there's like one last spot where you kind of cornered them into the corner. You've cornered them into like one last building or a barricade or something like that. Let's say a building. You cornered them into one last building where you think that you're not just going to find the soldiers, right? You're going to find Charlie directing the fight from his little nook, right, where he's been directing the fight. So what is your guys' plan to kind of swoop in and take Charlie captive?
We could just set the building on fire.
Smoke them out
come to us.
You guys set up a gun nest in front of it and wait for them to run out.
I don't really know. I don't really know what my plan would be.
Windows around this building. Send the drone to see where they are inside.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Why
That's
don't
just
you
like a
make a roll for
preliminary
that?
scouting. Yeah.
Probably,
Investigate.
probably investigate.
So with using that free invoke on the drone charged up earlier, I can still put a fate point on it for this.
Yes,
Okay.
but you can wait until afterwards.
Yeah. So what will be the difficulty to investigate? See if I can locate where our diminutive dictator is hanging out.
I mean, just thinking about the fact that you have a drone and you're looking through a window, probably a 2, right? This
Okay.
isn't very difficult.
Okay. Investigate is a +3 by default. So I rolled a 6. Okay.
So you
Fantastic.
succeed with style. So if you want to set something up, you can, or even have the drone like flush them out.
I mean, let's see.
Or I guess you can describe it if you can
What
think of
would be-
anything.
What would be cool here? If there's a trying to think of what would even be the kinds of buildings that would be in a place like this.
They're all standing next to a conveniently oversized fuel tank, and you shoot it. And
I mean, that would honestly be the kind of mistake that a amateur tactician would make. Set themselves up next to a fertilizer tank or something. Right? Like, not considering that possibility.
yeah, you can start.
Or
the
they've
building
just
on
set
fire
themselves
for us.
they've set themselves up on like a roof next to a fuel tank or something. They're like very much more exposed than they need to be because little Charlie thought it would be cool to stand on top of a roof and direct his troops from there.
Is that what you want to go for?
Yeah. I think that would be gives us the most opportunities and angles of attack.
So you're kind of setting up the scene that we thought he was in a building, right? But really, he's on top of a roof, which just really sets it up for he's exposed. Or is the move here that he's on the roof, and so that makes it easier to flush him out? Which angle are you?
My angle was that he's exposed on the roof
Okay, yeah.
out of hubris and lack of wisdom and experience. Like he doesn't know anything about real fighting, and so he's just standing on a roof directing his troops, completely available and exposed.
There we go. All right, so now we've got what's it called? Aspect there as well, exposed. So I'm assuming he
shouting
doesn't.
from the rooftops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's better actually. Shouting from the rooftop. So, what is your goal then here? Like, what do you guys do with this information?
I mean, I'm not the fighter here.
Charge
Yeah.
the barricades.
I was gonna say I probably would like refer to David and Jared too as to how they wanted to handle this, unless it got too out of hand. If like they started suggesting, burning the building down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the options are either like. So I'm sorry. What did we land on for the actual advantage? I heard the options, but
So shouting from the rooftops. So the advantage here is that Charlie isn't in a fortified building, but he's literally on top of the building.
right, we've
exposed.
pre-established that just shooting him off the building isn't an option. So that's sort of because he's protected by plot armor of being a child. So I feel like the only other way to actually benefit from that, honestly, like lighting the building on fire makes the most sense, because otherwise we're going in, which would be decidedly less effective.
And so Connor, they're holed up in here like pretty defensively, right? Like they're like we've pretty much lost. We're just kind of holding up in here because we're gonna get taken out otherwise. Or are
they've fallen back, drone, right?
Yeah.
Their squads have been getting killed left and right.
Yeah.
And so this is where they retreated.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I feel like I could probably just go talk to him, right?
I mean, he's on the roof.
Yeah.
Charlie is on the roof.
Yeah, that was.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We threw around a lot of ideas there, so it makes sense you didn't catch it. But that's what we landed on.
Sea of bad guys.
He's like, they retreated, and now he's figuring out what to do, but he's standing on top of the roof.
Yeah, I mean, I would even if Charlie didn't have plot armor, I would definitely have not made. I would have made sure David did not take a shot at the guy, the kid. But how, like, is there a roof I can get to nearby where I could like shout to him without getting attacked?
So there's also we have a drone. We could just
that's
put
fair.
The drone up there, take down his dudes, and put him hostage.
Also true. Yeah.
I think being on a same height roof is also an option.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, probably up to you, Josh. Like, I'd probably ask you. I'd be like, do you want to go with the drone first, or do you think I'd have a chance to talk him out of this?
Well, talking seems to have not really worked for us before, but just things have changed.
Yeah.
I think we want to try to do it both ways to get the drone in position.
Yeah.
To go after him if we absolutely need to stop him.
Sure.
But sure, say your words. See what he's got to say.
Yeah.
So point of order here.
Yep.
Did you guys bring Lynn with you, or did she kind of go with Connor and Mickey? Or
good question.
He's with me.
Yeah, you would have wanted to keep her with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course you will.
Wait,
so
Connor, is my wife listening?
No.
Is there like I mean, it probably makes sense because then she has a chance to prove herself to us, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if that was the idea or if the idea was.
I mean, I'm pretty confident. I don't know.
People.
I'm pretty confident that David and Jared could take her out if she suddenly switched sides. So I would probably be okay with that plan and just be like, all right, here's your chance. Like, prove you're on the good guy side now. Punch these guys.
So to retcon a little bit, then we get Lynn in the fight as well,
exactly.
Right, with that little montage scene.
Yeah.
Where Lynn and Jared are probably more back to back, or maybe even like she's the spear over the shield and is like punching people or whatnot. Yeah. I'm sure we get both of those scenes in our little montage.
We get some good synergy foreshadowing for the inevitable romance that will happen between Jared and Lynn. Yeah.
Does it have to be a romance?
No, David has to have
make her own choices.
No, I know. But the way that I feel like the way that the narrative is pushing it.
I'm more like we feel like the way that Jared's pushing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how she responds. Yeah.
I mean,
you say that
you ran Lynn at Jared, and that's what started it. So I feel like it's their fault.
You're like, type of woman Jared always goes after in RPGs. Here you go. It's Butcher again.
Remember what happened to Butcher, Jared?
You have to have the token David love triangle harem.
Oh yeah.
No, right.
No thanks.
Oh yeah, we haven't
had that yet.
had that yet, have we?
Yep. That's still in the works.
Something tells me that'll go differently in this game than the other ones.
Maybe. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, how close can I get before they point guns at me, Connor?
That depends on your stealth roll, obviously.
I'm not gonna stealth. I'm gonna talk to them, right? Like, so I would be very obvious, like, hey, I'm coming to talk, hands up, and I'm just like walking up on like the stairs to this roof of whatever building is nearest, right? Like,
Where he does that,
So
can I
you're
find a
doing
spot
that.
to like kind of create an advantage for a spot to snipe from for when this inevitably goes badly, so that I can also narratively state that I'm ready for it.
Makes sense. We should probably have Josh roll too to get the drone in position for something like that.
True.
So.
Yeah. So I think go ahead and decide what you want to do. David, you could use athletics. I was thinking to like parkour to someplace, or you could do notice, investigate, and then
I got a 6.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I didn't even give you the.
I'm never going to play any other system. We're only going to play Finger.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, so what's your goal with that then? Like,
basically, I wanted to get to the most advantageous point and probably the highest point subsequently that I could cover every, logical exit for the building. I assume there's probably a back door I can't see or something, but basically, I want to try and cover as much of the building as possible, and especially any angles that they might shoot at Caleb from.
Okay.
While he's doing this.
So that's definitely a 3 because Pine Bluff is a small city. They don't have very tall buildings, so getting up somewhere isn't that difficult. But it's still, it's still worth a 3. But that means you succeed with style.
Sick.
What kind of like actual building does he get up on top of?
I feel like that's up to you, David, but I know that we did look at there was like a monument in Pine Bluff, so you could be like on top of a statue or something like that, like the tallest point, right, where you're like on top of some sort of statue.
Yeah, all right, hold on, I got it. No, don't do that. There we go. All right, I got it.
Even on your shoulder.
On the shoulder of the statue.
Right, yeah. That's really cool. I like that.
Oh, deep on your shoulder. Nice. Okay.
Yep. So then, Josh, what do you want to do?
I want to put the drone in an advantageous position to... wait a minute. Do I still have my cattle prod?
So you still have a cattle prod, I think. I don't think it's like an aspect anymore, but I think narratively it exists.
So you could roll credit advantage to like...
Can I equip this? Can I create an advantage by equipping this drone with a taser?
You absolutely can do that. Yeah. Make a craft roll.
Yeah. Do I want a taser or a net gun? I feel like I've got the bits for a taser. Let's do a taser. How difficult is it to make a taser? Or is that that's create advantage?
So for this, your goal is to be able to stun somebody if things go out of hand.
Stun or restrain, yeah.
I mean, I feel like a 3.
Okay.
I mean, can't you just run the drone into their head and knock them out? I feel like that works too.
No, because that's how you get damaged drones and injured people.
I can't imagine running a taser into them. It's going to be a lot different than that.
Well, you just get the drone close and
shoot
the taser.
The prongs and taser, yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, look.
Wait, okay.
You just rolled a 7, David.
I'm not sure how that has any relevance.
So
we're
what
paying
David's trying to say.
Color.
What David's trying to say is he wants the difficulty to be way higher than that.
No, what I'm saying is why make it roll? Just run the drone into the guy's face.
Because if we run the drone into the guy's face, you realize how fast those propellers spin? You could cut jugulars and stuff.
I mean, I'm not hearing the problem here. All right, go ahead.
Tearing out hair and no. That's inhumane, dude. No.
I'm not hearing a problem. Whatever, do your taser.
There are 3 drones here. This is their last line of fits. And also I might get one from this guy.
It sounds like you got 2 shots.
The real reason comes out. Josh is like, I don't want to destroy these.
I just have this aversion to the kind of injury that one can get from getting out into a drone.
It sounds to me like you have 2 shots before it costs you anything.
What was the actual
just
setup?
to strap you from the drone and drop him on the guy.
I mean,
Probably work,
Like a
actually.
net on top of him.
That probably works.
it's fine with
Yeah,
me.
just fly up 70 feet above him. Probably drop him pretty precisely.
The +3 athletics, I'll be fine.
Okay.
He probably could. Honestly, in this game,
70 foot fall,
Yeah,
+3
it's
athletics.
fine.
It'll be fine. Okay. All right. Crafting against a difficulty of 3 to put a taser on the drone.
I think so.
All right.
I can't see. I don't feel like it would be that more difficult than that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6.
Dang.
Succeeding with style.
Dude.
We are just rocking
equip-
today.
This is a very well equipped taser. It is very on the drum. Yes. It does taser things. So
Much
yeah, I'm
taser.
gonna-
Such electricity.
Taser face.
very drum. Taser face. Oh no. Yeah, so I'm gonna have the drone fly up where it can very easily swoop in and taser the fella before he can do anything foolish like run away or not listen to Caleb or provoke David.
Very all foolish decisions. Cool. So, Jared, do you do any prep stuff or?
Can Lynn throw me onto the roof?
Don't tell the elf about this.
She can try.
Don't tell the elf.
Don't tell David. I need you to throw me.
So I feel like that's physique. She has a +3 in. So
And I'm going to help with my physique because I'm pushing off over.
I mean, I think that
Wow.
would just be athletics still. A physique is like endurance and stuff. Like
I want her to punch the bottom of my foot.
no.
I'll
No,
take
that's-
that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I guess physique. It says physique skill is counterpart to athletics, representing the character's natural physical aptitudes such as raw strength and endurance. Yeah, I guess up to you.
So it should be athletics then. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
No,
okay. So
it
it says in our example game, we have this skill broken out as something separate in order to create 2 distinct types of physical characters, right? The nimble guy represented by athletics and the strong man represented by physique. So I guess physique is probably the.
I feel like,
for that.
I mean, if
It
somebody
might
had
be
really
either.
good athletics, I don't think they would be more capable than somebody who is really strong at doing this. So
Yeah.
I think
Right,
physique
he's saying
makes sense.
physique makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
that's what
see.
He's saying
it seems
physique
like
is
the
meant for
rules.
strength. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is a physique roll for her.
And I'll add my physique.
Can add a +1 to Connor one too.
Yeah, you can add a +1, I think. But yeah, I mean, we haven't necessarily established how tall this building is. So I think because Josh, since you were the one who created the shouting from the rooftops, you can tell us how tall this building is. Because I don't want to be the box guy who says, "Oh, it's really, really tall, so this is really difficult."
I mean, I think it's like a flat topped 1-story kind of building in a
Okay.
sea of flat topped 1-story kind of buildings. Maybe it's
Yeah.
up on a bit of a rise of land, but it's still, there isn't much that's tall here besides maybe a shelled out church steeple.
Yeah. Or a
Yeah.
electrical
Something.
like gosh, what are those called? Like
Pylon?
electric, yeah, pylon. Thank you.
So Jared, your goal here is to get launched up to the roof or get launched up to like climb the roof.
Hopefully get like a hand on the lip of the roof.
Okay. All right. I feel like that's a 3.
Okay.
Which means she's rolling though.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is a 1-story building, you can almost do that just by jumping, right? I mean,
Well, not necessarily. Not to get up on the roof itself.
no, but he said he wanted one hand on the roof. That sounds pretty easy to me. As long as you're not, you're okay with tearing the stern drain off.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Go ahead. Just I don't want to create a tangent.
I think it'll succeed. Yeah, she succeeds, so it don't matter.
Nice. Yeah.
Gives him a boost.
But, what's that?
Gives him a boost.
Yeah. So Jared, you get up on top. I think Lynn calls up like, what about me? Right, classic moment.
I guess I put my arm down. Can she jump that high?
Well, consider the fact that you said you have a hand on the roof, right? So right now you're not seen.
So
but if you pull yourself up onto the roof, you'll expose yourself.
He can't hang there for that long before he'll just drop.
No, I mean
okay, I'll be stealthy.
Right, that's what I was figuring you would do.
Roll, yeah.
Right, you would kind of like roll up on top and then hide somewhere.
What's the difficulty?
To stealth on the rooftop of the same building that a bunch of other people are on.
I thought you said he was only the guy.
It's not just the kid. No, he's got guards.
Oh,
he's never alone. Plus, I mean, he came here to retreat and like call out orders and stuff, and he's shouting from the rooftop. So he's got guards with him.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get caught right now, boys.
Well, do we not want to do this then? I feel like you would have thought about this beforehand then. Right? Is this like you're in position to do this if you need to?
To be frank, we were preparing to for this. You're talking to go badly, so maybe we should wait for this to happen until the talking goes.
I shimmy over to like the fire escape. I'm just like on that.
Oh, is there a fire escape? Connor, is there a fire escape?
Oh, right. That's a question directed towards me because I'm the GM.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I let the ladder down for her, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of loud.
Not if you like.
I suppose, yeah.
Down.
Well, I feel like that's still a stealth roll, though, right?
Yeah.
And maybe
I feel like that's a much difficult stealth roll. I feel like that's more like a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I can work with that.
You're gonna fail, aren't you?
No.
You have 1 pay point, I guess.
Oh. Okay, no.
Dang
it. Oof.
Well, so if you have some...
He has 1 fate point.
Does Lynn have stealth?
Well, I don't know
if she can help you.
She can help you with this one. I like that argument. I'll give you that. She doesn't have stealth, though.
Okay. Well.
I honestly didn't even know. I didn't even know what her skills were, but...
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's my last fate point.
I very much so min-maxed Lynn to give her that +6 fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
That's why my stuff.
She has 3 skills that aren't a +0.
Should I spend my last fate point?
I mean, if you don't, then I can't do what I'm going to do, so I say yes.
Okay, and what would I spend it on?
Yeah, what part of this is going to help you be stealthy? Because I'm thinking there's probably not one.
You could probably spend it on shouting from the rooftops, right?
Oh,
well, unless
he's making noise.
Right. Charlie's making noise, right? That's
no. Yeah, I forgot we could do these.
Yeah, you can just spend that on that.
Or I could take David's free invokes.
I mean, I think the only way that makes sense is if I shoot at someone, which I think would be a bigger problem than if they hear you drop a laugh.
Yeah, no, I'll spend that.
I mean, I'll do it, but
I spent it.
Cool. All right, so I walk up, hands up. I'm just here to talk. You down with talking, Charlie?
Charlie definitely does like a double take. Like, wait, who are you?
What do you mean? I'm the man who gave you 5 bars of... Stop talking because I realize I'm yelling and I don't want anyone else in the town to hear me. I'm the one you met with earlier in the warehouse.
He's like, I met quite a few people in the warehouse. I can't quite see you. It's dark out, you daft punk.
It's dark.
Daft Punk isn't a band anymore.
You actually say that?
Kind of. I think I probably would, but knowing that he wouldn't get it.
All right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I think instead he says, "You twit."
All right. This is going off well so far. Listen, I'm really just here to negotiate. We have you surrounded. You're pretty much stuck. Your only choices are to stay in the frying pan or jump into the fire. I'm offering you a third option.
I think he looks like left and right to his goons, and then he says, "Yeah, and what's the third option?"
Where you don't land in fire. I'm sorry, I'm not actually sure where to take that metaphor.
The grim apocalypse scene is really funny.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think Charlie's very confused by your words, and I think he says, "So I'm in the frying pan, right?" His voice is very different all of a sudden. "So I'm in the frying pan right now, you say, yes?"
Yes, in the metaphor that I'm not sure I want to continue, you are in a frying pan, slowly being cooked, ready to be served on a silver platter. See, I guess I'm just continuing with the metaphor.
And he says, "Well, I'm a really good cook." And
but you're in this situation, you are the one, you're the food.
So, and while
I'm
you're
the
saying
cook.
that,
We're all kind of the collective cooks in this scenario.
So while you're saying that, he like motions for his goons.
Right.
And a moment later, they bring up Emily
Oh, crap.
and have her at gunpoint.
Yeah, I say
And,
that. I'm like,
you guys
oh,
know-
crap.
You guys know Emily as the medic of Connor's crew, basically. And she's just kind of like,
Time for pew pew.
"Oh,
Yeah,
hi, Caleb."
yeah, I think I say under my breath, we really need to get some freaking radios.
Just wave.
Smoke signals. You guys.
Yeah. Okay, so I say, listen, Charlie, this isn't gonna do what you want it to do. What happens if you shoot her? Nothing. We're gonna come in, and we're gonna take you and your men. You're just gonna be killing an innocent woman for no reason. Do you really want to do that? I don't think you do.
This is the guy that killed his dad for power.
I'm just trying to play on human emotion here.
Have you described Emily before? This,
Yeah,
or is it-
what's her apocalyptic
No, this
version
is-
look like?
yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. Fair enough. So this is Emily. So she, I guess I'll just reveal her character sheet to you guys.
It also took me a second to realize it was actually Emily and not just a character named Emily. That's why I was.
Yes, no. So her high concept is everyone's favorite nurse, right? So
Nice.
Nice.
Who she is to you guys is, she's the nurse of the crew. You guys just know her as, she's always like way more happy than she should be for the apocalypse, and she's always, when she's like bandaging someone up or taking care of somebody, she's always like cracking jokes and gets along with somebody like super fast. Anytime you guys have like come into contact with anybody, it's been like immediately she's just like friends with them and is just super nice.
Yeah, like we know from Emily. Yes,
Yeah.
sounds right.
So-
We can't look at the character sheet unless you give us the ability to modify it. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah, I
don't
can look
know how
at
to
it
do
because I'm a
that,
GM,
Caleb,
so I can do it.
Okay, thank you. So, and we'll get into her trouble later.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, her trouble will come in later. You guys haven't seen any of that quite yet, I don't think.
got it. Okay.
I guess in your intellectual deduction heads, you guys could be like, that's possible that.
Did you
that
say
could
our
happen, I guess.
intellectual deduction heads?
It was just
Yeah.
words that just sounded.
Yeah, I said what I said, and I meant what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. So Emily's being held at gunpoint. Then, so what's your guys' thoughts?
I mean, I should at least make a roll, like to still try to convince him, and then if that goes badly, then we'll
Oh yeah.
move on
Yeah,
from
go
there.
ahead. Because the last thing you said was like appealing to him, right?
Yeah.
He was going to kill this
Mhm.
person. Or
Exactly. And basically like that, and then also just like, listen, the desperation in the situation is such that this doesn't make any sense for you. Like, you're not going to
Yeah.
get out of this no matter what you do. But yeah, I honestly, the main reason I brought up the whole, like, you don't want to do this is because I have an aspect that I can then spend a fate point on if I need to, the moral compass my friends need. because I'm good at making people feel guilty for things.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess I'll roll.
Is there a reason you have 5 fate points, Connor? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't think I did have 5 hit points. I don't know where that. I didn't set them up like that. So.
Oh,
okay.
I put my last one there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those
You don't
only
have to
are given to him when we compel an NPC.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I assume I can use my stun here. I'm trying to calm him down. Good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just make this roll. What's the difficulty? Because my intent is to basically just get him to surrender, right? And not hurt Emily.
I'm gonna have this being opposed
What's he rolling?
against his will.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. 5.
Whoa.
Oh, he rolled so bad.
You rolled a -2. Yeah.
Yes, Caleb,
Dang.
make him use all his fate points right off the bat again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I assume you're going to try to use some fate points here.
And your
might as-
intent was to calm him down and convince him to like surrender, basically.
Yeah, convince him to surrender and not hurt Emily.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he kind of like
Wait, he's going to surrender? You're not going to spend fate points?
he looks around and you know what? No, I really have to use fate points, I think, because this just goes so against
I know,
every single
exactly.
one of
Well,
his
so I mean,
aspects.
you have a lot of other options because there's at least 2 homicidal maniacs you can compel in this group.
That's fair. You can
And so
compel
you can
Jared.
be like, yeah, sure. He's like, this is a good idea. But also someone shoots him.
I literally can't resist a compel right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think Charlie says something along the lines of, I can see your point. If I just kill this girl here, it's not going to go quite so well for me, even though I really, really want to see her blood pool onto the floor. And I think at that, Jared, you get an indignant rage, right? Because you're like, this guy isn't repenting.
Yeah.
He's not changing his ways. He's just deciding that this is just better for him. So I'm going to say they can't sin if they're dead. And so you don't want these guys to get away with this. And so you want to go out there and kill all of his goons and force them to repent, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, why don't you interrupt this roll here?
Thanks,
and
Jared.
start combat.
I know. Me to spend my fate point.
No, well, I wouldn't.
I left the
have,
choice to the party.
I wouldn't have gotten to make the roll in the first place, though, if you hadn't spent it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a really good.
I mean, I looked to Lynn. I'm like, it's go time.
did she say anything like, "It sounds like he's actually surrendered"?
No, she just says, "All right, let's crack some skulls."
Yeah, we just like action star like hop over the lip of the roof and just charge them. And
we
as
just-
I'm charging, I give them, oh yeah, this is your last chance to repent and never sin again, or you're gonna be damned to hell.
Yeah. Is this the
By
point where we
these
just do turn
guys.
order?
Yeah, and I think we want to put in Charlie. We want to put in
Goons.
1 second here.
Lynn.
Yeah, Goons, Lynn.
And Emily.
Yeah, we can put Emily in there too.
What's the other
Um,
stats for that, for notice or whatever it is? Right, it's notice that you.
For Goons, these
Yeah, it's
are
notice.
going to be 1.
Slightly better goons.
I think I can't remember what Charlie has.
He had a 1.
I think he had a 1 as well. Yeah, 1.
Yeah, you had one.
And I want to say probably just 2 goons. No, these aren't just goons. We're going to make these unique goons.
Got
One of these goons is a rocket launcher.
Okay.
He comes up from the rooftop as the combat starts, right? And
Do we have any miscellaneous goons?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think probably just two, right? One to each of his side,
Yeah.
right? It's just to fill in the picture here.
Yeah.
And I think we've got some shotgun men.
Okay. Shotgun.
Probably two different shotgun men, both with one notice as well, I think.
Got it.
And let's do one with a flamethrower. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's holding Emily up with a flamethrower?
No, not.
There is a guy with a flamethrower, but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's say there is a guy, the guy that's holding Emily has an Uzi. Make him Mr. Uzi.
Mr. Uzi.
Yeah.
No, don't call him that, please. That's disgusting.
Is that
It just sounds
something
gross.
I don't understand? Oh, okay.
Sounds like he has some really disgusting skin disease or something. I don't know.
Uzi. Yeah. What does Emily and Lynn's notice?
Give me 1 second here.
And
Lynn's notice,
Yeah.
you said?
And Emily's.
Lynn's notice is 0. Emily's notice is also 0.
Got
For the people who are in the crew, I didn't want to give them bare minimum skills at all.
Yeah, that makes
Just
sense.
because I want them to be good at one thing. So all of them are going to have 1 plus 3, 2 plus 2s, and 3 plus 1s, and everything else is going to be 0. Because with fate skills, since they're so overarching, they could become too complicated. But also, I never want them to take the spotlight away from any of you guys.
Unless they have
as,
something that
like-
we can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Emily's the medic.
Yep.
So she's got that going for her. So we'll have different things like that. But I trying to be careful not to have them take the spotlight like Zeph did in Mistborn, right?
Oh, yeah. So do we want to just do this then? Do we want to take a break here and then you can set up zones?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, why don't we do that?
And then we can come back and start the fight?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool. Let's do it. All right.
So we'll be right back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick around. We've got we're gonna see what happens when little Charlie has more than
No, he jumps out of the frying pan into the fire. That's what happens.
yeah. Let's see how good of a cook Charlie is. That's definitely the question.
No,
right?
it still doesn't make sense with the metaphor.
No, that's definitely what
All right.
we're gonna see what Charlie's cooking up.
All
We
right.
discovered one of his
Yeah.
aspects. It doesn't understand metaphors.
And on that note, we'll be right back with more Orphans of the American Dream.